Welcome to Rekha's Healthy Aging. Healthy aging is in your hands. I'm a physical therapist with a background in geriatrics and neurology, and I'm also a functional standards of optimal aging expert. I'm continuing to level 2 of the flexibility, injury, and pain prevention module, and today we will focus more on standing stretches that you can do before a sport, before running, before any activity when you're outdoors so that you don't need any equipment at all. According to the Center for Disease Control, there was a study amongst female college soccer players. If they participated in a dynamic warm up and static stretch program, their knee injuries were cut in half. So I'm going to show you some dynamic and static stretches today. Remember, none of the programs I show you is a one size fits all. You have to use your judgment, check with your doctor, or if you've had recent surgery, have chronic disease or chronic pain, please make sure your healthcare professional clears you to do the program. As usual, we are going to start with one simple home-based test for flexibility. In my last video, I showed you a test for shoulder flexibility. This time, I'm going to show you one for the hamstring flexibility. Tight hamstrings can lead to back pain and of course cause all kinds of strains if you don't stretch them properly before running, jogging, sports, workouts, etc. So hamstring flexibility is very crucial, and a simple home test is called the sit and reach test. So you sit on the floor with a measuring tape in between your legs. At the edge of my yoga mat, it's marked at 15 inches, right where my heels are, and my feet are about 12 inches apart, and I'm going to reach as far as I can 3 times and take the best measure, which will compare on a chart of healthy peers where I stand, average, low average, above average, etc. So here we go. So I'm getting 19 inches, which shows pretty good hamstring flexibility. If you take a look at this chart, along the x-axis are the age groups. So look between 56 and 65 under women. I have 19, which is above average. You can find your own score. If you can't sit on the floor and do the sit and reach test, I will show you a standing hamstring flexibility test as well. For hamstring flexibility, if it's difficult for you to sit on the floor, there's also a way to do it standing as long as you're okay bending forwards, but you can do it this way as well. So I'll just go ahead and show you. You just stand with your feet apart, shoulder width apart, and then you reach forwards as much as you can and see how far you can get to the floor. If you get only this far, then you measure that distance between your fingers and the floor, and if you can touch, then next time can you touch further down. So you get a baseline measurement for how much flexibility your hamstrings have, and then after you do the flexibility program regularly for 6 to 8 weeks, you can see if you're doing better. Latest research shows that we shouldn't do static stretches on cold muscles. So you need to do dynamic warm-ups first, which increase blood circulation and also limbers up your joints and your muscles. So I'm going to show you a few dynamic stretches to do before sports activities, before running, before intense workouts. So the first one is just regular jumping jacks. You have the option to do any kind you want. You can do slow-paced walks on the treadmill, you can do skipping ropes, either one works. And you just need to do a total of 5 to 10 minutes of dynamic warm-ups before you do your static stretches. So I showed you a few different options. The next one, since we talked about hamstrings so much today, and I showed you hamstring flexibility tests, how do you warm up your hamstrings? So you take your feet towards your buttocks as high as you can. So you go like this. So this is a great hamstring warm up. In the last video, I'd shown you high marches. So there's various things you can do. In this, speed doesn't matter. You're just trying to do a full range of motion and just go at whatever pace is comfortable. So you're just pumping up your blood circulation and making your joints and muscles limber. So now I'm going to show you the static stretches after you've done your dynamic warm-up. These will cover the major muscles of the lower extremities and a little bit of the upper. You can always add specific stretches specific to the sport or the activity you will be doing. But the ones I'm showing you are general, applicable to almost all sports and necessary for almost all sports, or even walks and runs. Okay, I'm going to show you the first of the static stretches. This is for the big group of muscles in the front of your thigh called the quadriceps. To stretch these, all you need to do is lift your foot up and hold it for a count of 6 breaths. If you need to, you can use this for support, a chair or a bench or a wall. Otherwise, you just hold it up and take 6 deep breaths, and that would be about 30 seconds. Always remember to repeat it on the other side, and ideally do it 3 times. Repeat it 3 times. So each time you hold it for 30 seconds. So you do 6 deep breaths. So that's your quadriceps stretch. The next one we've been talking so much about is the hamstring stretch. You can do this 2 different ways. Some people like to just put their heel out. I'll show it to you sideways. Put the heel out, and just for support you can hold your hands here, or you can try to reach your leg and you'll feel the stretch behind your knee. Again, you hold it for 6 deep breaths. And then repeat on the other side. So this is the area you should be feeling the stretch. I like to do it the old-fashioned way, where you simply hinge from the hips and you bend forwards as if you're touching your toes, and you maintain that stretch. Do not do bouncy stretches. They are not good for your muscles. You just go as far as you can. If it's just till here, that's fine. But you hold that position for 30 seconds. So go as far as you can and hold it for 30 seconds. And then you repeat it 3 times. So that's your quadriceps and your hamstring stretch. The third major muscle, so now you've covered the thigh, is the calf muscle. All of this will prevent injuries, back pains, joint pains, muscle pains. So you put your hands against the wall, put one foot in front of the other, and then you lean forwards into the wall by bending your elbows. Again, you hold it for 6 deep breaths. Now watch that my entire body is in a straight line. A lot of people who make errors will lean like that, in which case you're not getting a calf stretch. So you're bending your front knee and you're bending your elbows while your body stays in a straight line. Your heel does not come off the floor. Now watch me do it on the other side. I switch legs. My front leg is about 10 inches from the wall. My back leg, both my toes are pointing forwards. My heels are on the ground. Now I bend my front knee and my elbows and I feel the stretch on my calf. I keep my body straight. So this is correct, this is wrong. So you go like this. Then you hold it for 6 deep breaths. I'm now going to show you a useful upper arm stretch actually, which will stretch your triceps and your shoulders. It is good for most racket sports. It's good for basketball. It's good for a lot of sports where throwing is involved. So what you will be doing is you take your arm up over your head, bend your elbow to 90 degrees. With your other hand, you push back. So you're stretching this area, which is your triceps, and you're stretching the shoulder. And again, you hold it for 6 deep breaths. Since I'm doing so much talking, I'm already holding it. So you do 6 deep breaths, which is basically 30 seconds, and repeat it 3 times. Always remember to do it on both sides. So as you do the other side, you again take your 6 deep breaths and hold it there. The last stretch in today's segment, find a bench in the park, and what I want you to do is cross your ankle over your opposite knee. This is going to be an IT band stretch, which is the outside of your thigh. This is very critical in preventing knee pain because that's the tensor fascia lata is muscle and fascia which attaches below the knee, and it being tight, it malaligns the knee and causes knee pain. So, and it can also cause hip and back pain. So what you do is once you're in this position, you put your elbow on this knee and you lean your trunk forwards. So as you lean forwards and you're pushing down with this elbow on the knee, you feel a sharp stretch on this side. Like I said, all your stretches should be where you feel tension and no pain. So all your stretches should be done such that you don't cause severe pain. So if you're post-surgery or you suffer from a chronic illness, make sure you check with your doctor and just do what's good for you. So in my series of flexibility, pain and injury prevention, this set was the standard 5. The previous set were the simple 5, and next time will be the advanced, the super set, which if you do all of those, you will not experience age-related decline with posture and diminishing function, and you will be pain and injury free. So come back for more next time.